Welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Today, we're revisiting a coin I touched on back in June for altcoinopoly because it's so relevant right now. This coin is Cardano, or ADA. It's moved from under $1 to roughly $3 as I'm speaking, pushing new all-time highs. And the information I provided in June, when I do those videos, I did not just the news, but I also do a charting exercise. So the charts look pretty good. So I kept that section in there from the video back in June. It kind of predicted, much like I did with Matic a few months ago. Like Cardano, the charts were telling you $3 was definitely within the realm of possibility. So we're basically touching it now. It's an all-time high. Things are looking really strong as they head towards the next release in September. And we're going to talk about that after the news and the charts. Just a quick reminder that nothing in this video is considered financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Seek out your own advice and do your own diligence, do your own research. Cardano's got a lot of information behind it. As a platform, you could expect that. So starting with the website, you can just scroll through the website and see all the different things they have there from the team, the individuals, the discovering about Cardano and its journey, the roadmaps. It all started with Charles Hoskinson, and when he left Ethereum, he went on to form a new team that launched Cardano. And that Cardano had a roadmap of 5 different major pieces. That at first it was and these are all named for, again, artists or great thinkers. There's lots of reasons behind these names. These names weren't chosen at random. So first there was Byron, which was the foundation of the project. And then came Shelley, that just launched last year, decentralized and started with more of the staking. And then Gauguin is next. So that's where we're launching towards smart contracts. Smart contracts are not available yet, but it's on the roadmap, and there's a lot of products that are being developed, assuming that they're going to be ready sometime the end of this year. And then comes Basho and Voltaire for scaling and governance. So we're about midway of the present roadmap for Cardano that it's building out the ecosystem that Charles envisioned. Here's a picture of the ecosystem itself. Let me walk through just a couple of the major areas. An AMM, that's an automated market maker. That's basically the engine that runs behind some of these DeFi indexes. So you can see a Polyswap, a lot of swap sites. So it's kind of like, think of a Uniswap, think of a Sushi Swap, or all the different swaps that are out there. Cardano is building pretty much their own system. So they're not using existing systems, but they're building their own. So you have liquidity for AMMs to do exchanges. You have IDOs, which is some startups. You have oracles. So rather than using Link or Chainlink or using Band, they're going to use their own oracle. They're building all their stuff in-house and on their own platform. Instead of using the graph to query blockchains, they have their own query projects. You have NFTs that are coming online. That's their own projects. Payment options, insurance, synthetic assets, stable coins, and lending and borrowing. So they have a project called Catalyst. I think they've done 3 venture rounds where they sponsored different projects and put forth capital so that teams could build new projects, and they became part of this ecosystem. So all that formulated the existence in Cardano of all these different projects. All these projects will be running on the Cardano system. And then going forward, also as part of the roadmap, you have the ability not just for smart contracts and NFTs, but you also have the ability to port over other projects from other platforms. You have they're making a translator that you can take an ERC20 coin or an Ethereum coin and move it over to the Cardano blockchain. So that they're forwarding. This is why Cardano is considered to be a competitor, strong competitor, and possibly an Ethereum killer. So it's running neck and neck with Ethereum. The longer that Ethereum has issues in getting to their second release, the more that Cardano is likely to challenge them for market share and even to bring projects over from a crowded network on Ethereum over to them. So where did I gather a lot of this information from? There's a couple of different sites, but again, I went through a lot of YouTubers, a lot of influencers, and I went through a lot of different videos that they have. I'll link them all again as usual. Coin Bureau does a great job as usual going over Cardano. He talks about it a lot. I didn't go over to Dan for Crypto Capital Ventures, but I will include a link to him as well. He talks a lot about Cardano. If you're going to look for videos on Cardano, I would say Coin Bureau is number one, and they had 3 good videos there about Cardano. So Guy pointed out that there's a strong correlation between Cardano and the Turkish lira on some exchanges. If you look at the exchanges that are out there for Cardano, the Turkish lira exchange is pretty high for the usage on Cardano. The reason there is the way he connected the dots was that Turkey's lira is experiencing a lot of inflation, while as Cardano is positioned uniquely that it could be a currency for some countries. So that is a possibility. Charles Hoskinson has not rolled that out. So there's a possibility that could be an adoption path going forward. In addition, Cardano is working a lot in the area of Africa, and they even have africa.cardano.org to talk about their involvement in countries there to help them not only with adoption and banking the unbanked, but also putting Cardano out there as the forefront as a big possibility for a strong use case across the continent. So also on videos, I would recommend probably one of the leaders in the clubhouse on comments is this guy right here. That is Crypto Crow. This is a video that he appeared on with Celsius Network and Charles Hoskinson. And Crypto Crow talks a ton about Cardano, at least a video a month, if not more. He's a big proponent of the project, as is Dan. So this is Dan from Crypto Capital Ventures. He's a very good technical analysis person, but he also brings a lot of news and a lot of level-headedness to the space. He's a big proponent of both Bitcoin and Cardano and Litecoin. Does great technical analysis on all 3 charts, but Cardano, he puts a lot of good information out there. So I would say Dan is probably 3rd. Number 1 is obviously for general information is Coin Bureau, and then Crypto Crow would be my number 2 source for all things Cardano. All 3 guys bring a lot to the table, but there's so much information out there already in Cardano, tons of information, so much to like about this platform going forward. As long as they hit their roadmap within reason, they have a strong upside, and especially if Ethereum struggles, Cardano could be capturing a lot more of the market and have even more room to grow in the next bull cycle for cryptocurrency. Here we go once again looking at Cardano against both Bitcoin and against the US dollar with 2 charts. Here's the all-time chart, or as far back as I could find on Bittrex. On the monthly chart, you can see that at one point Cardano was 9,000 plus sats, and it's currently in the 4,000 range. So it's about half of its all-time high against Bitcoin. But against the US dollar, it hit an all-time high earlier this year. I think it was in May. So there was a lot of positivity for this coin. There was a long time for this coin was just lagging in the 10 to 20 cent range. And then things really started to pick up with Shelly, which is release 2, and then Geigen, the 3rd release. And there's incremental releases within that release. So like they were hitting their milestones. The roadmap was starting to be hit, and they were getting their things done. So as things started to evolve for Cardano, more and more attention got onto the project, which led to more adoption. It led to more volume in the coin and more price appreciation. So it moved up into the 30-cent range, and all of a sudden it started to really ramp up into between 50 cents and $1. And once it got to $1, it bounced around $1 for quite a while, and then it took off in the spring of this year to hit an all-time high somewhere around 2-ish, I think, based on this chart. And then since then it's trickled down a lot. It's trickled down more in the $1.50 range. But that's a healthy pullback. If you look at the Fibonacci retrace right here, going back to late January, early February, when it was about 35-40 cents, that run up to the $2 and change level, that retraced back about 50%. So that is a healthy retrace in technical analysis. So using the extension of that for Fibonacci, it says normally 1.6 to 2.6 is where it's going to head next. So that puts Cardano as a target of between $3 and $4 based on the way I read the charts. So that is that's more than a double from where it's at. A double from 150 to 3 would take it to the blue line. So that would be a double, and a double would put it comparable to where it used to be against Bitcoin, but I would assume that the entire market would go up. So Cardano would double against Bitcoin because Bitcoin would also be going up. But for all intents and purposes, Cardano looks to be on the upswing soon based on this chart. And the next bull run, it could easily hit the $3 to $4 range. And I've heard different targets as much as $10 by end of the year. Not financial advice. Obviously, we can't predict the future, but the charts are telling us between $3 and $4 on the next run up seems to make a lot of sense. So there's the coin for today. The release that's coming up in September 12th is the date. It's called Alonzo, and that is when smart contracts get enabled into Cardano. And that's when it really becomes a huge competitor to Ethereum platform. An Ethereum project can move from Ethereum directly over to Cardano now because smart contracts are enabled. So that is a significant upgrade for Cardano. It's going to improve the ecosystem vastly. A lot of things are going to be released. And if things go well, it could go even higher. But September 12th is a date to watch because there's the old buy the rumor, sell the news. So it's heading up now. That could be people buying the rumor of like, hey, things are going to look great up until mid-September. And then as September 12th gets closer, we could see a dip in the price. Not financial advice, but I'm just saying that's how buy the rumor, sell the news kind of works. So keep that in mind. If anything happens with Alonzo, doesn't go as planned, or if people just say, I'm going to take my profits and run, you can see a dip in that. But lots of people, including myself, like this project long term. It has a lot. The ecosystem is growing. There's lots to like about it. It's expanding around the globe. Ethereum still has issues, like the BIP 15 or EIP 1559 for Ethereum. It did reduce the inflation of Ethereum almost in a deflationary sense, but there's still issues with Ethereum. The fees are still very high. So, and the miners aren't happy either. So there's lots of reasons to think that there needs to be competition for Ethereum. And now Cardano, it can really be a one-for-one kind of competitor. So Cardano is very timely. Lots of news going on with Cardano. I just wanted to show this video one more time so that everybody can now find it. It'll be labeled as a Cardano video rather than just an episode number. And there we go for today. So I'm going to close the drawer on the bureau, and I'll see you next time.